Today we're going to learn the reel in Montreal. This is a tune from Quebec. I've actually heard it also called the reel de Quebec. It starts out in the key of G, and the second part is in the key of D. There are a few tricky bits. Most of the A part is scale, but here are the tricky bits. Tricky bit number one is notes are G, B, D, G, B. Notes of a G chord. Starting third finger on the D string. Open D, back to the third finger, and back to first finger on the A. So you want to really get comfortable making those changes. Tricky bit number two. Same sort of idea, but a D chord. We're going to start on the F sharp, second finger on the D string, and go to open A. Open D, back to F, back to A. Then we're going to add three more notes onto the end of that. They're on the A string, low second finger, C natural, B, first finger, and open A. So that's going to sound like... We do it again. And those are the tricky bits for the A part. A part is going to start with a downward scale, starting on high G, second finger, low second finger on the E string. Just the scale again. And then we go into tricky bit number one. So we'll try putting those together. Again. We're going to have two pickup notes, which are an A, open A, G, third finger on the D string. Those are going to lead into tricky bit number two. So it's going to be A and the G, then to the second finger, the F sharp. So let's do that from the pickup notes, the A and G. If we start at the beginning, we'll pause in between those sections. A, G. And then we have tricky bit number one comes back, starting on the G, third finger on the D string. And we're going to have some leading notes to go back into the first phrase. But let's try it from the beginning so far. Tricky bit number one. A, G. Number two. Number one. Our pickup notes to go back into the first phrase. We're walking up. G is where we start, as you remember, going down the scale. So we're getting there. We've ended on the first finger on the A string. And we walk up, we skip the second finger, but we go to D, third finger, open E, and first finger, F sharp. And then we're ready to go down again. New ending. It's mostly a scale, that ending. Starts on the F sharp, second finger on the D string, walks up the scale. Plays a G, and then G, F, G. And I'll do a little flick. Or sometimes 2 flicks. Just popping my third finger down there makes the ending a little fancier. So to go back through, that's the whole A part. Start with the scale down. Tricky bit number 1. A, G. Number 2. And number 1. Skip to D, E, F. Go down again. Number 1. A, G, and now the scale. One more time. And that's the A part. For the B part, we're going to change, and now we're in the key of D. And here's the third tricky bit in the tune. It's a series of arpeggios up the D arpeggio. It's D, F sharp, A, D, F sharp, A would be the arpeggio notes. We start on the A. Go back to F, second finger on the D string, back to A, to the third finger, D, back to A, third finger, D, first finger on E, which is F sharp, back to the D on the A string, third finger, first finger on the E, and then third finger on the E, high A. Lots of things to think about, but the notes are all A, F, and D, A, F sharp, and D. And to make, I usually play them with long notes and then short notes like this. And I add kind of a interesting bowing. But the other thing you can do, a little simpler maybe, bowing wise, is to double up that first note. So you have A, F, A, D, D, A, D. So it's open A, second finger on the D string, back to A. Just that one. Then the next one, third finger on the A string, D, and A. Then the next one, first finger on the E string, F sharp, and D. So it's 1, 1, 3 on A, 1. And then a big long A, third finger on the E string. Again. And again, your other option is to play those doubled up notes as a single long note. And then after that phrase, that's the beginning of the B part, I usually add another A and a B. But you don't have to. You can just leave it. But it's better, I think, with the A and the B. And we come back to the A. So those notes are A, G natural, open E, back to the G. or the fingers, we've done 3, 4, 3, low 2, open E, and low 2 again, all on the E string. So we'll start from the 3, 4, 3. Next part goes back to the 4. And you notice I'm leaving my second finger down. I find that helps me gauge the placement of the fourth finger. So we have this descending run that skips over some notes. The descending bit is 4, 3, 1, E, 3 on A, 1 on A, or B, A, F sharp, E, D, B. Let's play that descending run again, it's hard. That's half of the B part. Let's look at what we have so far. Starts with that doubled up note. Four, 3. And I realized I think I was starting out before the 4. I think maybe I wasn't teaching it wrong. I don't know, you'll find out, you can tell me. I just played it correctly. And I think now maybe I did teach it correctly. Let's do that all again. Starting on the doubled up A's. Here you want to leave your third finger down because you can come back to it, and leave your third finger down to come back to it. Leave your second finger down to gauge the 4, and then place 3, 1. Repeats the first phrase. We play A, B again. This is all the same, but we don't go up, we go down to C sharp. So let's play that. G, high A, third finger, low 2, G natural, E, to C sharp, regular second finger on the A string. It's kind of a weird run. And then the rest of the ending. Classic little ending. Starts on the D, third finger on the A string, goes to F sharp, first finger on E, open E, C sharp, second finger on the A string, ends third finger on the A string, D. Again, that ending. Now let's go back, we'll put it with the changed portion. So we've been to C sharp, ending. Again, 3, we'll start with a 3, 4, 3. Whole B part. Ending to C sharp. One optional thing you can do is a fun little lead up back to the A part. Those notes are the ending. After the D, we play D sharp or E flat with your fourth finger. It's right next to your third finger. Open E, regular F sharp first finger, and you're back at the G. it is, Real de Montreal.